Hi again, everyone. Today I wanted to talk about more writing for fun, and this time in particular, satire. We've spoken about parody before and how that's imitating something like a song or a movie or a book or even a person. And sending them up in probably often an affectionate way, so not really designed to do them too much harm, but have fun with the fact that they're famous and they're famous for what they do, and you sort of just find them something amusing about that, so you make a little parody of it. Well, satire is a little bit more cutting, and it's making fun of more things in life in general, or things in the world. So a satire might focus on politics or the way people behave in certain groups. Or anything that's sort of like in the actual world, right? Not sending up something that's already a creation, the way we behave kind of thing, and particularly the bad ways we behave. So you're making fun in order to perhaps provoke a little bit of a change in the way the world operates. But maybe there's different levels of satire where it can be very, very cutting and very hurtful, or very mild and a little bit affectionate at the same time. So it's just poking fun at a situation, putting a little bit of light on a particular situation that you find maybe not quite right in the world, and then hoping that that little bit of light that you've cast on it through satire, gently through satire, maybe changes the way people operate in that part of the world, you know? It's hard to explain, but it's probably easier to explain if I show you a demonstration of it. Once again, I'll refer to these books because these books not only have parodies in them, but also a lot of satire. There's a lot of satire about advertising, and there's also an ongoing satire through the whole thing, which is about self-styled self-help gurus. Now, these are people who come along and offer advice for a fee that will help you in life. Sometimes they're called life coaches. These are not bad people. I'm not suggesting for 1 second that they're bad people, but some of them are probably not super genuine, a little bit, fake, and making money out of convincing people that they're legitimate and real. So I've created a character called Mighty Mikey, who is a self-styled self-help guru, according to himself, but he's a kid. He's a kid version of that. But he uses the kinds of techniques and methods that those sorts of people do use in real life to try and generate interest and money by selling his advice to different people. So he uses extreme confidence. This kid can't even spell, and yet he's very, very confident in his ability to help everyone through their life, which amuses me. So let's have a look at some of the ways that I use satire to undermine in a little way, in a gentle way, the self-styled self-help gurus of the world who are not genuine. That's the main thing. It's the ones who are not all that genuine. So let's have a look at Mighty Mikey. First of all, Mighty Mikey appears in book 1 after the first story, which is called The Nappy or The Diaper, depending on the edition that you're looking at. And so when the first story ends, Mighty Mikey just says, "Hang on a minute. Sure, that nappy story was nice, but what exactly did you learn? Nothing. That's where I come in." And he goes on to let the reader know that he's offering several completely free life lessons, all that advice for nothing in this book. And all he expects you to do is at the end send him lots of money to get more advice. And his advice includes lessons like what to love and what to not love. Now, this is an extremely confident young guy who actually believes that he can advise people on what they should like and what they should not like. That's confidence. A little bit of advice that he offers later in the book is how to make a sweet little bedtime story unboring. If you study this story closely, you will learn more than you ever thought possible about being awesome like me. That's where he starts to read The Very Hungry Catapooper, which is his version of a well-written bedtime story. So that is a little bit of satire. There's satire throughout the series in different forms, basically where we send up some aspect of life, which includes advertising and marketing, basically the ways that people attempt to manipulate you into buying their products or services. I kind of like the idea of bringing some light to that method so that many, many more people will be a little bit less likely to be fooled by those sorts of techniques. Now, I know these sorts of techniques because for a while there I was writing that sort of copy. So I know the techniques and use them myself to try and convince people to buy a product or a service on behalf of a company. So I'm familiar with the techniques myself. I have used them myself, so it's not like I'm saying anyone's bad in what they're doing or anything's evil or anything like that. I'm just saying that maybe get armed so that you don't fall for the tricks that are really, really obvious to someone who's done it themselves. So that's what satire can do. That's the idea. It can bring a little bit of light to a situation that's maybe not quite right, and we all need to be a little bit warned about. That is my idea of satire, and maybe you've got some ideas for satire as well. Maybe there's something that you think you could write in a funny way to send it up and kind of bring a bit of light onto that particular subject. It's fun to do. Give it a try.